Yes, a deadly shooting with the gunman on the run. We hear from neighbors near the scene who say they didn't expect this to happen so close to home. A weekend heat wave. Temperatures are set to hover around the low 90s, and we're tracking the chance for scattered storms. Our weather team has the latest so you know what to expect. And major traffic changes coming to D.C. streets ahead of the Freedom 250 Grand Prix, now just a couple of weeks away. A live report on the updates and what you need to know. And saluting our service members. It's Military Appreciation Day at Commander's Training Camp. We're live to give you a glimpse of the excitement. Your News at 6 starts now. A lot to get to, but first we want to say good morning to you on this Friday. It is 6 a.m. Thanks for watching Fox 5 and streaming on Fox Local.
Yeah, glad to have you here with us. Let's check in with Taylor Caesar joining us this morning. And what do you know it? It's hot and humid out again. I know, rinse and repeat.
Same old song, right?
I know, the humidity is so grossly high. And again, we'll be dealing with the heat too. So could see some storms pop up towards the afternoon. So don't let it catch you off guard. Have your rain gear handy just in case, because you'll certainly need it for any storms that pop up. They could produce some heavy downpours. So we'll talk more about the timing of that, plus a look ahead to that weekend forecast coming up. Caesar?
Thank you, Taylor. So far for the Friday morning commute. So we are still dealing with pretty great conditions for most of the area. We do have one to talk about, though, that is continuing some delays, right? BW Parkway in the northbound direction over by Jessup. Late lift construction between Maryland 32 and Maryland 175. The right lane is closed at the moment. You see delays from Maryland 198 to be about 15 minutes. Over to you.
We start this hour with a Fox 5 News alert out of Thailand, where police say a student shot and killed at least 6 people at a high school. This all happening outside of Bangkok. Police say 3 teachers and 3 students were killed. 15 others were hurt. The shooter went to the hospital in serious condition. Police believe he took the gun from a relative. They're still investigating a motive. The search is on for the gunman who shot and killed a man in Prince George's County in a neighborhood there. Police were called out to Stoddard Lane in Hyattsville yesterday afternoon. Witnesses tell Fox 5 the suspect pulled up, opened fire on the victim, and then drove off. Investigators do not believe the shooting is random. Neighbors are speaking out about the violence.
I'm shocked. You know, this is a very quiet neighborhood, and to hear that this happened, just utter shock. That's all I could say.
Police have not yet released the victim's identity or a description of a suspect. So far, no arrests have been made.
Metro Police trying to find a suspect who assaulted a WMATA employee in Silver Spring. This happened over the weekend on a Metro bus near Colesville Road and Woodmore Circle. If you recognize the person pictured or know anything about what happened, you're asked to call police. Today, a man convicted in a deadly Gaithersburg armed robbery will be sentenced. D'Angelo McCroy shot 35-year-old Lonnie Sawyer in February of 2024. Sawyer's body was found in the woods off of Game Preserve Road. According to charging documents, Sawyer's car and 2 of the suspects were captured on surveillance video at a Sheetz about a mile from where Sawyer's body was found. Police say the suspects also stole Sawyer's credit cards and tried to use them at the gas station and other businesses.
The Freedom 250 Grand Prix is now just 2 weeks away. The IndyCar race will run 1.7 miles through downtown D.C., but D.C. drivers are already starting to feel the impact.
Our Melanie Olnwick live along Pennsylvania Avenue this morning, where some of the track work is already being done. Mel?
Hey, good morning. Right, so we are here at 3rd and Pennsylvania Avenues Northwest, and this apparently, according to the map, is where turn 1 is going to be. You can see a grandstand also being built there behind me. Lots of road closures already in effect, some of those walls going up as well. And just over here in front of the National Gallery of Art, that is where Pit Row is going to be. And there are concerns about the power of those Indy cars speeding past more than 100 times.
I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll have too much impact on the art, because I'm pretty sure they prepared for it and they already thought about that beforehand.
Never thought about that, but that makes sense. Like, I could see how that could, like, affect the art.
Just ruining the city with all this stuff going on here. So I think, endangering, these, around the Smithsonian, we have these world-class collections of amazing variety of stuff, and it's being put in danger for what?
Now, the National Gallery of Art and the Smithsonian Museums actually studied whether the vibrations would cause damage to their priceless collections. A museum spokesperson told Fox 5 there are measures being taken to mitigate the impact, but only out of an abundance of caution. Organizers recently expanded the race route to 147 laps through the National Mall to make it a true 250-mile event for the Freedom 250 Grand Prix. There are 7 turns and an extra pit stop. 27 race cars will roar at speeds up to 185 miles an hour past monuments and museums. Road crews are currently working to weld down more than 220 manhole covers. Organizers are paying for most of the road improvements, as well as the 1,800 walls to ring the tracks. Now, rolling road closures overnight began August 1st, and those will continue from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. And drivers are being warned that once they reopen, similar to what you're seeing here, the roads will be significantly narrowed. So some narrowing of traffic, and then starting next Friday, that is when the complete road closures for more than a dozen roads downtown will begin and last through the event. So you'll want to definitely check our website and our Fox Local app for all of your workarounds.
All right, good reminder, Mel, thank you. Meantime, images of storm damage coming into our newsroom. Montgomery County Fire responding to a tree down in front of this Bethesda home. This was on Bells Mill Road last night. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, but I know those storms were coming down last night real hard when I was headed to bed last night.
Yeah, and kind of spotty. I mean, some of us got the storm, some of us didn't, but here it is the weekend, and we're still dealing with the chances of more storms.
I know. As we're going to rinse and repeat the forecast again. So any storms that do pop up, similar to yesterday, will have at least a chance to produce the heavy downpours with the big raindrops. So just a heads up, rain gear is going to be hard to keep you safe from that too. So head inside if you can. If you get stuck in one of these storms, of course, you hear lightning, or excuse me, you hear thunder, head indoors. Here we go. We'll talk about rainfall totals from August so far. It's been the wettest start, if you can believe that, from 2020. So picking up over 2 inches of rainfall so far in early August, and we're probably going to add to that again for today somewhere across the area. Upper 60s to mid 70s currently with the temperatures. It's very humid out there, so make sure you stay comfortable the best way you can. Let's talk about radar. We're dry for now. Eventually we'll get some pop-up showers and storms once again towards the afternoon through this evening, so don't let it catch you off guard by any means. Here's how today shapes up. We'll remain dry through about noon and then have the chance for those pop-up storms closer to 5 o'clock as temperatures get into the low 90s. Caesar?
Thank you, Taylor. So far right now, we're seeing some improvements here along the BW Parkway in the northbound direction over by Jessup, right? So late lift construction between Maryland 32 and Maryland 175. It looks like it has really lightened now, so delays from Maryland 198 to around 8 minutes now for that drive time. Inbound US 50 New York Avenue, seeing a little bit of an increase in our drive time between the Kenilworth Avenue and the 3rd Street Tunnel, so it's around 11 minutes so far for us this morning. And then as we head over towards 395 in the northbound main lanes between the Beltway and the 14th Street Bridge, all green, still looking at 10 minutes for that drive time. Jacqueline?
Caesar, thanks. The trial resumes this morning for a former Montgomery County public school teacher accused of assault. Police say Nadine Dogbo entered into Glen Haven Elementary School last June without authorization. She then assaulted 2 staff members, prompting a school lockdown. Dogbo faces several charges, including trespassing and assault. More delays in the Catherine Hoggle case out of Maryland. The mother accused of killing her 2 young children in 2014 was back in a Montgomery County courtroom yesterday. A judge was expected to rule on whether her attorneys could pursue an insanity defense, but that hearing was delayed. Her lawyers say that they are waiting on state health records. However, prosecutors claim the defense missed its deadline. Hoggle returns to court August 20th.
A Maryland Cheer Academy owner charged with sexual abuse will see a judge today. State police say 52-year-old Dustin Moss Burkett allegedly sexually abused a 9-year-old girl. Burkett owns Eastern Shore Cheer Academy in Stevensville. Investigators claim he abused the victim on the property while under his supervision. A woman charged in a Silver Spring murder also due in court this morning. Prosecutors say Samantha Ray Bell killed 67-year-old Hilda Henderson back in May. She reportedly helped Henderson's daughter with the murder. The couple was on the run for a week and were later arrested in Ohio. Ray Bell is charged with first-degree murder. She is due in court at 9:45.
New details this morning in the shooting of the wife of Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. Their son Elijah reportedly called police 2 days before he allegedly shot his mother Mia Bieniemy in their Ashburn home last month. She survived that shooting and is now recovering. The Athletic reporting the 27-year-old told first responders that his parents were withholding his weapons, making him feel defenseless. Elijah Bieniemy was arrested and charged. D.C. police enforcing a juvenile curfew zone in the Columbia Heights neighborhood in Northwest this weekend. People under 18 years old cannot gather in large groups. That zone will run from 8 to 11 p.m. tonight and tomorrow. Authorities reminding people the citywide curfew will still run from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Your time now, 6:10. President Trump takes aim at birthright citizenship, or read down the newly signed executive orders.
Plus, a local rabbi suing Montgomery County. Why he says its new gun law affects his congregation's ability to worship.